Bangga banget ya. Gimana Pak Agung yang melihat dari awal perkembangannya sampai akhirnya bisa merasakan progres ini Pak Agung? Enak banget keluarga. Pesan untuk masyarakat Indonesia Pak Agung yang pengen banget ikan tapi belum ada waktunya atau masih meragukan dengan kelas dari ikan? Saya rasa sekali ini siaran audio orang bisa rasain kebanggaan. Mudah-mudahan dia bisa lihat. Oke, siap. Terima kasih Pak Agung. Bagaimana ada tambahan? Ya, saya sebagai journalist ini percaya dari awal. Dan tidak apa yang tadi Pak Agung sampaikan, sangat bagus sekali ya. Dan kita sangat mengalami sekali. Dan kita sampai sekali ke beberapa minggu ini. Maju terus lagi, buat pemerataan jangan kumpul di Jakarta. Udah banyak korupsi di Jakarta. Ini sejuk kan? Biasa kan? Luar biasa. Luar biasa ya. Karena sama Norwegia. Lalu jauh-jauh ya kita bawa lagi ya. Oke, mungkin habis ini next perjalanan ke ikan kita nginepnya di Hotel Nusantara. Terima kasih. Thank you.
Kita coba dengarkan terlebih dahulu pernyataan sah dari Presiden Joko Widodo dan Presiden terpilih Prabowo Subianto.
SCP 2008
semuanya berjalan dengan lancar, semuanya berjalan dengan baik, cuaca juga sangat mendukung. Pas kita istirahat, dengan suasana teduh, suasana tidak panas, suasana upacara menjadi sangat hemat. Dan pada kesempatan yang saya ini sekali saya mengucapkan Dirgahayu hari ulang tahun kemerdekaan yang ke-79 untuk seluruh rakyat bangsa dan tanah air.
Pak Ayang, Pak, ada yang berbeda di tahun ini di mana Bapak berkuliah kalau misalnya sore sama Mas Aija, tapi untuk hari ini baju aja pagi ke sore di rumahnya.
Ya, memang persiapan dari memang ya, karena belum juga ada kegiatan yang seperti di tempat yang berbeda. Saya kira kita harus juga merayakan hari kemerdekaan siapapun kita bebas merayakan dimanapun tahun depan ditanyakan ke Pak Presiden terpilih Bapak Insya Allah akan di sini lagi. Silakan ditanyakan ke Presiden terpilih Bapak Prabowo Subianto. Singapura negara ini negara besar, Indonesia negara besar, perlu pemerataan di semua wilayah timur, barat, semuanya harus mendapatkan info yang sama. Sehingga 10 tahun yang lalu saya menyampaikan dan jabatan sentris, bisa sentris, tidak dari pusat tetapi membangun dari pinggiran, membangun dari desa, negara besar, suara yang berbeda, ras yang berbeda, agama yang berbeda, adat istiadat yang berbeda, jadi tidak bisa diseragakan. Dan perbedaan itu adalah anugerah yang patut kita syukuri. Keberagaman itu adalah sesuatu kekayaan yang harus kita syukuri untuk persatuan, bukan untuk perbedaan. Ya.
Informasi terbaru dari Istana Garut dan Ibu Kota Nusantara usai upacara penurunan bendera merah putih. Kita saparkan juga kepada saudara yang berada di IKN Kalimantan Timur dan nanti juga akan kami hadirkan rekan kami Fatimah Albar dari Istana Merdeka Jakarta. Kita telah ada terlebih dahulu. Silahkan laporan Anda.
Baik, selamat sore anak Talita dan juga pemirsa. Benarkah upacara penurunan bendera di kawasan induk pemerintahan di Kota Kalimantan Timur selesai? Dimana tadi upacara penurunan bendera yang berlangsung di dengan diwarnai dengan beberapa atraksi dari kelas TNI Angkatan Udara yang berlangsung sebelum acara dimulai. Begitu atraksi berlangsung pada menit 5-10 menit lamanya mengitari kawasan induk pemerintahan yang disambut dengan tepuk tangan meriah dari para tamu undangan yang hadir di Istana Kepresidenan Republik Indonesia di Kota Nusantara. Dan juga menarik bersama tadi seperti informasi yang Anda dengarkan bahwa Menteri APR Kalau boleh jujur, kami di sini agak sudah mendengar suara anak dari studio di Jakarta karena begitu besarnya suara audio di sini juga semangat masyarakat yang begitu tinggi. Juga kan kami adalah tamu-tamu undangan yang tumpah ke lapangan acara untuk berfoto di depan Istana Kepresidenan. Ini merupakan momen di mana itu hari pertama itu Indonesia menggelar upacara bendera di Ibu Kota Nusantara Kalimantan Timur. Sebelum saya menutup laporan dari dengan saya berpantun di hari ulang tahun ke-79 Indonesia dari Jakarta ke Nusantara
kondisi di Jakarta sudah ada rekan kami Fatima Albar. Fatima, silakan. Ya, nanti ada juga mobil saya tahu selanjutnya kita menyaksikan prosesi penurunan bendera. Ya, memang tadi disegerakan sama langsung menuju sana negara. Ibu kota Nusantara, namun kami yang berada di sana mereka belum bisa menyaksikan langsung melalui video call dan juga bisa merasakan secara langsung prosesi penurunan bendera tersebut. Dan saat ini Istana Merdeka telah melanjutkan ke acara selanjutnya, yaitu acara kesenian di mana kalian bisa kembali mendengarkan musik-musik yang dihadirkan di Istana Merdeka. Dan saat ini sedang dilaksanakan dari band dari Wali Esensial dan bisa dilihat di belakang saya seluruh para hadirin pun turut menikmati musik yang telah diucapkan atau disampaikan pada saat ini. Dan nantinya juga setelah Wali Esensial masih ada beberapa artis-artis lagi yang akan turut tampil di panggung Istana Merdeka untuk menghibur para hadirin. Kita memang mereka ketahui bahwa selain hari ini ada sekitar 1.500 undangan dari berbagai kalangan ormas masyarakat pejabat besar, di mana 1.500 undangan tersebut saat ini telah atau sedang menyaksikan salah satu kesenian tersebut. Karena memang dapat kami informasikan bahwa memang pesta atau panggung kesenian ini dipusatkan di Istana Merdeka. Namun memang nantinya para hadirin yang berada di Istana Negara Republik Nusantara akan menyaksikan melalui video call. Dan saksikan di belakang saya masyarakat semua mendekati atau para hadirin yang nanti bisa mereka mendekati ke panggung untuk merasakan kemeriahan tersebut. Tapi tak hanya tamu undangan saja, ini tepat di bawah saya depan jalan raya Istana Merdeka dipenuhi masyarakat yang turut ingin menikmati musik dari Wali Esensial. Jadi saya bisa lihat tadi di mana dari tadi sekitar pukul jam 2 masyarakat sudah berdiri di sini bersama keluarganya untuk turut menikmati pesta bernuansa khusus di depan Istana Merdeka, sehingga untuk di depan dalam Istana Merdeka ini ditutup karena memang masyarakat di sini menutupi jalan dan mereka memang menyaksikan langsung musik-musik tersebut. Jadi tidak hanya para tamu undangan saja yang turut menikmati musik dari yang disediakan di Istana Merdeka, masyarakat bisa turut menyaksikan dari tempat di luar pagar Istana Merdeka. Dan saat ini diberangkat atau ditampilkan di Istana Merdeka. Tapi dapat kami informasikan baru saja sekitar 5 menit yang lalu wakil presiden kita harus kami telah meninggalkan Istana Merdeka. Jadi memang selanjutnya sudah tidak ada acara formal, hanya acara-acara hiburan yang dipersembahkan untuk para hadirin maupun masyarakat yang bisa melihat dari tempat pagar Istana Merdeka. Kami informasi. Terima kasih laporan langsung Fatima Albar. Silahkan terus menyaksikan kemeriahan HUT RI ke-79. Terima kasih rekan-rekan, selamat bertugas kembali. Pemirsa, perayaan HUT RI ke-79 tahun ini digelar hikmat di seluruh wilayah Indonesia, salah satunya di Sulawesi Utara. Sesaat lagi kami hadirkan informasinya untuk Anda. Baik, bangsa Indonesia yang terdiri dari 38 provinsi di bawah aturan Badan Pembinaan Ideologi Pancasila Republik Indonesia. Hadirin yang bertugas di pemilihan hari ini, pembawa baki Nikola Menteri Setia asal sekolah SMA Negeri 1 Samarapura, pengiriman dari Provinsi Bali. Cadangan pembawa baki Kirana asal India Baskara, asal sekolah SMA Leste Cirebon, pengiriman dari Provinsi Banten. Pengeres bendera Sunu Wahyudi, asal sekolah SMK Negeri 2 Sangatta Utara, pengiriman dari Provinsi Kalimantan Timur. Pembentang bendera Abdul Jaki Butera, asal sekolah SMA Negeri 67 Jakarta, pengiriman dari Provinsi DKI Jakarta. Kelompok 7 Anak Agung Ngurah Panji Dharma Putra, asal sekolah SMA Negeri 1 Singaraja, pengiriman dari Provinsi Bali. Kelompok 8 Jogarden Immanuel College, asal sekolah SMA Negeri Anak Panah, pengiriman dari Provinsi Papua Tengah. Immanuel Khaled, asal sekolah. Untuk 17, anak Agung Murah Panji Dharma Putra, asal sekolah SMA Negeri 1 Singaraja, pengiriman dari Provinsi Bali. Dan untuk 8, Yosaides Immanuel Khaled, asal sekolah SMA Kristen Anak Panah, pengiriman dari Provinsi Papua Tengah.
Papua Tengah. Sebagian anak Papua loh. Upacara penurunan sang merah siap mulai.
Sniper dia.
Saya sudah dari korek selama 12 tahun lebih sekarang dan sudah mendapatkan banyak sekali profit di market. Dia terakhir challenge kita rubah $200 jadi $385% kenaikannya, dan semuanya itu kalian bisa cek, dan itu hasil dari skill yang saya asah sudah lama. Lama. Saya akan menjelaskan semua yang Anda butuhkan ketika Anda masuk trading forex. Sehingga Anda tidak bisa stay saja 5 menit tanpa keluar dari video ini. Trading forex bukan untuk Anda. Karena kita bakalan bahas apa itu forex, cara buka akun, cara analisa bagaimana, cara entry-nya bagaimana, ngatur resikonya bagaimana, dan bagaimana kita itu bisa disiplin di trading. Saya berikan semua dalam satu video, tetapi ketika kalian ingin contoh lebih detail lagi, di deskripsi bisa tahu chapter-chapter yang kalian butuhkan kalau ingin lebih detail lagi. Kita masuk ke chapter yang pertama, yaitu apa itu forex. Forex itu namanya forex exchange atau mata uang, atau tukang tukar mata uang. Contoh mata uang rupiah itu IDR, atau ini di Indonesia mata uang Indonesia yaitu IDR atau rupiah. Karena uang Amerika apa? US dollar, mata uang Singapura yang dollar, mata uang yen. Jadi semua negara itu punya mata uangnya sendiri-sendiri. Kalau kita mau ke Amerika, kita nggak bisa beli pizza di sana pakai rupiah, nggak bisa. Kita harus tukarkan dengan US dollar. Cara nukernya kita harus tahu, oke, rupiah saya ini saya punya 15.000 nih sekarang, saya dapat berapa dolar? Nah, saya dapat hanya 1 dolar, contoh saja. Kalian itu tukarnya 15.000 jadi 1 dolar. Ini disebut forex exchange. Biasanya yang membantu untuk menukar mata uang tersebut namanya exchange. Makanya namanya forex exchange. Yang membantunya itu exchanger, money changer. Itu yang bantu atau bank. Misalnya nggak bisa, kalian ke bank kan beli US dollar, nanti kalian bisa beli berapa di sini. Kalau kita lihat tadi, oke kan, ketika saya punya uang 15.000, saya dapat 1 dolar. Nah ini yang dinamain PIL sebenarnya. Itu contoh USD IDR. Biasanya ini kalau kalian lihat di tampang itu gerak-gerak USD IDR itu 15.000. Maksudnya apa? 15.000 rupiah itu sama dengan 1 dolar Amerika. Nah itu di sini nanti ini naik turun. Kalian lupa nanti lihat. Contoh lain, atau di bank biasanya ada euro USD, atau di website mana lah, kalian cek aja di investing.com atau di website yang lainnya, itu pasti ada. Itu contoh aja di 1,4 tadi. Nah ini apa? Maksudnya 1,4 US dollar itu sama seperti 1 euro. Nah jadi yang bingung kalau ada seperti ini. Kalau kalian lihat ketika di forex pun, ketika kita trading, kalian lihat ada USD jadi 154 jadi 15, berarti 154 yen itu sama seperti 1 US dollar. Jadi cara bacanya seperti itu. Itu dinamakan PIL. Mulai menarik ini. Ya, trading di sini itu ada dua. Ada yang cara pertama tadi ini, jadi kalian ke exchange, ke bank, tukerin mata uangnya, itu namanya spot market. Jadi kalian langsung kalian punya posisinya. Ketika kalian beli 15.000, tiba-tiba dapat 1 dolar kan, sampai kalian punya 1 dolar, ternyata harga naik jadi 20.000 1 dolarnya, kalian jual, kalian untung di 5.000, itu namanya spot. Tetapi ketika harga ini turun, jadi contoh di berapa? Di 1.000, kalian kalau nggak jual, dia nggak bakalan rugi mas ya, karena kalian punya uangnya, kalian tahan sampai bertahun-tahun dan nggak apa-apa, karena kalian punya uangnya. Itu yang bagus di spot. Nah ada yang menarik atau yang biasanya kita bilang di forex online, yang ini kita bandingkan, itu yang dinamakan CFD atau derivatif. Nah CFD ini menarik karena sama sebenarnya, kita jual beli kita cuma jual beli nggak tidak ada fisiknya. Kelemahan dari spot market, kalian tidak bisa mendapatkan keuntungan ketika turun karena stock market straightforward, kalian punya jual untung atau jual rugi, that's it. Nah ketika CFD agak menarik karena kalian berdagang kontrak. Jadi katakanlah ada namanya buy, ada yang namanya sell atau short selling. Buy di sini sama, katakanlah saya mau beli US dollar, oke, harganya di 1400, harganya jadi 1410 contoh aja, naik 10, jadi 10-nya ini jadi keuntungan Anda, simple, nggak ribet. Tetapi ketika kita sell posisi atau short selling, nah enaknya di sini kalau CFD kalian bisa prediksi akan kenaikan, namanya buy. Ketika harga naik berarti Anda mendapatkan keuntungan. Ketika Anda memprediksi oke, ini kemungkinan akan turun, nanti kalau di sini saya bakalan di posisi di sini. Oke, itu yang bedain. Kalau memang itu benar, Anda tidak dapat keuntungan. Mekanismenya seperti apa? Jadi ini Anda sebenarnya ini broker. Aku pinjam dong 1 kontrak US dollar, kamu pinjam, oke, 1 kontrak harganya di 1.000 contoh, langsung saya jual ke orang atau ke lain, jadi di provider, langsung saya jual dengan satu yang saya pinjam, saya langsung jual di provider, jadi ini 1 kontraknya. Nah tiba-tiba harga itu turun jadi 500, tiba-tiba harga itu turun jadi 500. Nah di LP di sini 1 kontraknya kan masih di LP tuh. Nah kita kan masih pinjam di broker untuk 1 kontrak, jadi di LP saya beli lagi nih kontrak ini yang kamu beli lagi, aku beli dengan harga saat ini yaitu 500. Oke, akhirnya kamu beli 1 kontraknya dengan harga 500, sedangkan kamu udah dapat uang 1.000 tadi. Nah 1.000 dikurangi 500 masih untung 500 kali. Nah kontraknya tadi dikembalikan ke broker. Mekanismenya ribet, jual belinya ribet, tetapi intinya kalau kalian klik sell itu akan memprediksi harga itu turun. Sebenarnya bukan seperti itu. Sebenarnya di balik layar mekanismenya seperti ini.
Ayo
Jadi
kita
bahwa
lanjutkan.
di sini kamu beli, kemudian turun,
Kan
jual,
serinnya
seperti
lagi.
itu. Yang menarik lagi ketika bedanya spot sama derivatif atau objektif itu ketika spot kita punya barangnya, tapi kalau derivatif bisa jadi nggak bisa. Contoh USD IDR itu derivatif 15.000. Nah kemudian harga di sini itu turun menjadi 14.000. Berarti di sini berapa? 1.000 poin harga itu turun. Nah kita bisa tahu rugi dan untungnya itu dari mana? Ya, dari sini ketika harga itu turun kita rugi di $1.000. Ketika harga itu naik sampai naik di 16.000 berarti kita untung di 1.000 bukan $1.000 poin. Ini 1.000 poin juga, jadi poin hitungannya nanti. Yang menarik ketika kita itu trading, ada broker, ada liquidity provider, kita broker aku mau beli euro USD dong. Oke, LP apa yang beli orderan kita mau nggak? Mau. Oke, harga berapa? Segini. Balik, kemudian balik lagi ke kita. Jadi broker di sini adalah penengah. Kok baik banget jadi penengah? Enggak cuma baik sebenarnya. Broker di sini ada namanya leverage juga. Jadi contoh kita mau beli 15.000, ya, 15.000. Kita hanya dapat $1. Nah, broker di sini ngasih namanya leverage. Adalah 1:100, 1:1,1000 bahkan sekarang ada. Sama 1:100. Maksudnya apa? Uang kita dikali 100 sama broker. Kok enak banget? Yes. Jadi nambah 15.000 tadi, uang kita dikali 100 sama broker. Jadi berapa? Jadi $1,500 nanti kalian bisa membeli US dollar sebanyak $100, enggak $1 lagi gara-gara dikasih leverage sama broker. Cuma kelemahannya ada leverage di sini. Nah ini tadi kan ketika harga turun itu rugi tuh, rugi 1.000 poin ya, 1.000 poin. Kalau misalkan kalian itu beli di satu lot, enak banget tuh udah diberikan leverage sama broker, keren banget broker ini, bagus banget ini. Cuma kalau mainnya itu satu, ketika minus terus melebihi modal yang asli atau pas modal yang asli, minusnya uang ini bakalan hilang, ini ordernya bakalan turun, itu karena sebelumnya itu turun, takutnya yang di sini juga kalau main orang itu kebanyakan mengikuti harga-harga sebelumnya dan kreatif itu pentingnya. Kemudian yang paling menarik menurut saya itu di candlestick. Nah di sini itu dari Jepang itu menurut saya lebih menarik daripada wanita tadi karena lebih banyak informasi yang didapat. Ada namanya body, ada namanya ekor. Jadi kalau kita gambarin gampang di body, ini rangkaian ekor. Ini apa maksudnya? Di sini kita bisa lihat ini open market, ini close market. Ini apa lagi dong? Nah kalau dilihat di sini setiap candlestick itu mempresentasikan menit atau jam. Maksudnya gimana? Kalian ada time frame di sini, ada H1, berarti satu candle mempresentasikan 1 jam. Satu candle saya pindah. Ini nanti setelah 1 jam ganti lagi, nambah satu lagi. Jadi satu hari ada 24 candle H1. Sama seperti M30 tidak sama. Jadi M30 setelah 30 menit ganti lagi. Jadi di sini ini pasti ada candle sebelumnya seperti ini. Ini close berarti pindah candle. Katakanlah ini H1 atau 1 jam selesai, pindah candle open, harga itu turun sedikit, membentuk ekor naik secara drastis dan tutup di sini. Ini namanya body, ini namanya ekor. Dimana ekor ini sebenarnya harga yang pernah kesana terus nggak jadi atau turun lagi. Nah jadi kayak gitu. Ini kalau kita lihat di sini sebenarnya sama, harga open di sini turun drastis dulu, kemudian naik, kemudian turun, tutup di sini. Nah gitu. Ini juga sama. Ini open di sini, naik secara drastis dulu, kemudian banyak, kemudian tutup di sini. Jadi kita bisa tahu informasi lebih dalam. Buat apa? Supaya kita tahu kalau harga sedang ini bodinya sedang turun banget. Oke, berarti itu makan sedang panas banget untuk membuat. Jadi saya jangan baik. Biasanya kalau penurunan ini berarti akan selanjutnya masih akan ada penurunan gitu. Jadi hati-hati, kita tahunya di sana. Kita masuk ke chapter yang ketiga, yaitu cara buka maupun di broker. Jadi jika kita tadi dibantu sama broker untuk masuk ke market atau ke liquidity provider. Nah, cara buka akunnya sebenarnya broker ini ada beberapa. Di Indonesia ada banyak. Kalian bisa cari aja di internet namanya Broker Forex Indonesia. Nanti bakalan keluar. Ada yang pasti. Ada Finance, ada ISA. Kalau pengen tahu lebih detail ada di yang berjangka di sini. Banyak sekali, ada total di 64 produk. Saya pernah coba itu di Finance, NISA, Forex IMF, Invest, sama sekarang Kuboy. Jadi ada beberapa broker yang kita coba. Saya semuanya oke-oke aja. Nah, contoh kita di Forex IMF, kalau masuk ke sini, tinggal aja tinggal daftar aja. Jadi kalau masukkan nama Anda, email, nomor WhatsApp, nanti akan ada step by stepnya di sana. Nah, ini sama di broker lainnya juga sama. Jadi masuk ke broker, contohnya juga sama, masuk ke buka akun, masukin nama lain. Nah, kalau ada yang MP5 atau MP4, ini itu yang metadata yang lain paling terbaru itu bagus. Kalau juga di Finance, ini juga sama, buka akun, kemudian masukkan email, nomor, kalau sandi, kemudian di daftar. Jadi step by step terus menerus, nanti kalian akan diberikan sebuah akun di sana. Kalau kalian paham ketika kita live trading Senin sampai Jumat, itu ada beberapa broker luar yang mesti di-mention. Contoh ada SR. Sebenarnya sih juga sama, ini broker luar negeri tidak teregulasi Indonesia. Jadi ada di register, masukin Indonesia, email, password. Nah, biasanya broker itu minta KTP Anda, minta rekening orang untuk dijadikan, oh ini orang ini memang di Indonesia, alamatnya memang di sini. Jadi itu wajar-wajar aja. Oke, saya contohkan di Atlas. Contoh aja. Karena saya sudah punya akun, saya keluarin aja. Setelah kalian open akun, kemudian sudah verifikasi dokumen, pasti kalian juga mempunyai namanya akun di sini. Namanya akun. Nah, kalau di broker lain juga sama. Nanti sudah ada uang dan jadi kita harus uang minimal berapa dolar atau di beberapa lokal kalau misalnya ada yang 200.000, ada yang 100.000, ada yang 1 juta juga ada. Jadi terlalu gantungannya deposit di sana. Kalau
you have to wait for candles to trade in a way that you can recognize these things trade. We're going to go over that again. If you're trading an uptrend, you have to wait for support to form. If you have a support form, then you can take a look at how the support is formed, and as the candle closes, the big body candle, small body candle, a bear, the bullet, whatever that is, what the support is formed. If you're trying to sell in a downtrend, you have to wait for support form, and then you have to wait for support to trade with confirmation. Same thing goes for downtrend. If you're trading downtrend, you have to wait for the resistance to form. Right? If you form the resistance, then you have to wait to see if you have a regular candle confirmation, candle closing bearish, and if you really want to sell, or if you really want to buy in a counter trend when it's going down, you have to wait for resistance to break. Right? The only way you wait for resistance to break is in a downtrend to maybe correct that move up. Or the only way that you wait for support to break is in an uptrend to correct that move down. Right? Important concept. Go over the virtual class again, maybe like 3 to 4 times. Some of you may already know these things, but it's always a good idea to go over these simple concepts because sometimes we miss certain things. Sometimes we ignore certain things, and like that 1% can light up in our head, and I'm like, oh, yeah, you know what? That actually makes sense. That really did make sense. So, good luck. Look for these witches in the chart. Only the time of origin. You have to pre-run it, run it over, pre-me off, open, well, pre-me off, all you have to do. So, NAIC, let me good luck. Concepts now, we're going to talk about candle entries. Now, before we get into the candle entries and the candle confirmation and all that stuff, let me talk to you about how basically this whole idea of candle entries came in, right? So now, we're going to talk about the concepts. We finally did it. What I also talk about the concept is this is a university grade education in Forex. We're going to see, there's going to be a bunch of webinars, a bunch of videos down below. All of these videos, they are recorded in a virtual class setting. It's like I'm here in the classroom, and you're on the other end watching how we present things, present simple concepts on the whiteboard in a virtual class setting. Now, I know a lot of members are older members of my community and is just getting to spot the concepts watching this. There's nothing new. Some concepts are newer, but some concepts are even more broken down for a better
they go hand in hand. Technically, if you really truly understand how place is moving, why it's moving, when there's volume, when there's not volume, psychologically, the whole conception of trading is better. So there's a lot of information, there's a lot of knowledge in this section and in market fluidity section. So what I want to say is if you are new, if you maybe in the first month for about a month or 2 months, I would highly recommend to go to the unlearn and relearn section in market fluidity. Become a part of the concept. And since obviously we have Slack, our community, and also at the same time, now we're not doing any more and 0.5, right? Now you got the two positions. One position, you can enter first. Second position, you can enter later. Sometimes, when you enter the first position, and now you will wait to enter the second position, price may already move. When price already moves, you're only stuck with just one position and you have no opportunity to add that next position. Now, that has sometimes happened to me as well, right? If I would say, like, a price has to go down, and I would take a sell, and then I would say that I'm going to enter another sell as price retraces. Instead of retracing, price is simply moving, and I'm just left with just one position. That's very normal. That comes with using dynamic risk. Now, for example, let's say we have a two loss, right? Let's say your total risk, based on your stop loss, based on your, let's say the amount that you're willing to risk, you're going to use two loss at this point. Now, instead of using two loss, I think it's going to be a good idea to maybe break it down into one loss. Wouldn't that make sense? Like if you're on a setup which you're not unsure about or which you're not sure about, you may want to break down your two loss into one loss. Or sometimes, like, when you get a setup which is risky, let's say you're not that confident in a setup, and you may want to break this down into four positions, and that may be like, for 0.5 loss. You have 0.5 and you have 0.5. You have 4 0.5 loss. You may break down positions in 4 0.5 loss, and that's also helps you dynamically. Now, to break it all down, static risk is where you are using your complete risk, right? And all of it is, whenever you're using static risk, you have to manage risk. We're going to talk about managing risk in the third section of this virtual class. You have to manage risk if you're using static risk. If you're using dynamic risk, you're basically managing it even before when it says taking the trade, right? Because dynamic risk is where you break down your full risk into different positions. Static risk is where you use the entire risk to let's say this is 1%. Static risk is where you're using your complete 1%. Okay, very good stuff. Let's move over to part 2, which is applying we have 10 prices coming down, we're going to come up to resistance, come down, we're going to come up to resistance, and come down, right? So these are times that moving down to the bearish and it's selling. So whenever we have bearish selling, what are we looking at this point? We're looking at resistance to perform, because once you see a resistance forming, then you can identify, look, if you see a resistance forming, there's a very high probability that price can continue pushing down, right? So let's say we have a bullish candle at this point, and then boom, we have a resistance form. Now we have a resistance form. Now let's suppose this is a 3-minute time frame or a 1-hour time frame. So 3 minutes maybe a little bit tricky because I don't know time confirmations are weak areas, and 1 hour are strong confirmations. So let's say price was coming down, we're getting up, and now we're creating resistance because it's continuing pushing down. Now, in this case, let's say you're looking at this from all the confirmation, and let's say you also have this range, and this is a 30 range. And you're going to say, I'm going to take a sell right here. So you're going to take a sell, and this is going to be static risk. So if you're using static risk, you're maybe using your full 1% trade, or you may be using your full 2% trade, taking a sell, and your stop is obviously about the static risk. Your stop loss is always about the previous candle. You're taking a sell, and you're anticipating price to go down with your full 2% risk. Price goes down, you make a profit because the trade you're in is static risk, and price may be in my favor. Now, remember this is very you have to make sure the stops are above the previous handle if it's taking a cell, and the stops are below the previous handle if it's taking a bar. Because if you look at this, if this handle has to go down, it has to respect the high of the previous handle, and that's where your stop is going to go. It has to respect the high. I can't stress this enough. It has to respect the high of the previous handle if it has to go down. So that's where your stop is going to go. If for some reason price does not go down, and price, let's say, starts to move up from this point, we're going to lose, right? If you break above this high, we're going to lose. How much percentage is it going to lose? You're going to lose 2%, because you have static risk. But you're static risk, so you're going to lose 2% of whatever you get. Okay? That's static risk. Now, let's talk about dynamic risk, which is very important here. And usually I use dynamic risk when, like, I'm not too sure about certain moves, I want to use dynamic risk. Static risk, most times I use static risk because I can manage risk. And we're going to talk about managing risk in the third section on static risk. So now dynamic risk. Dynamic risk, let's say you have, you want to risk 2%. You're risking 2%, and you're going to say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to risk 2% to my risk. So, 1%, and 1%. That would be good. You're going to take the time 1%, 1%, and now you're going to take the first position. You're going to say, you know what, I'm going to take the first position. Now, these are all hypothetical situations, right? Yeah. And you're saying, well, what's the rate of risk? Or anything is down. Right? So what happens is the point is that you're taking a sell as soon as the point starts. So this is where your first position goes, 1%. You're going to manage it now. If price goes up, this is where you stop now. Now, if price was to stop, let's look at this. How is it 2%? This is a 1%. Okay? Because we'll be about lower competition, we're more competitive. This is a setup that you've been watching for a long time, and you're like, man, this is a long time. That's why you have to get ready to take stop.
Jack with a high-pressure water gun. Then they sprinkle lime on him and force him to put on the prison uniform. Soon after, they sentence him to death carelessly. Turns out the police arrest many innocent people to sell their organs for profit and then destroy the bodies after the death penalty. They have no food in the prison. To survive, Jack endures the nausea and drinks the water from the sewer. He knows this isn't the way, so he stabs a wooden stick into his body because a dead organ isn't valuable. Sure enough, when the prison guards see this, they rush to stop him, seeing they are tricked. Jack kicks away one prison guard and seizes another one. Then he backs away slowly and finally locks them in the cell, and this is the first step of his plan. Later, he sneaks into the monitoring room after knocking down the prison guard. He destroys the main switch of the prison system. All the prisoners are released. They retaliate crazily against the prison guards. Jack uses the stolen phone to look for the signal and wants to call the FBI, but there's no signal at all here, so he climbs up high. Just when he gets through the call, the board suddenly breaks. Prison guards spray Jack with a...
These guys proved that no one really knows anything. They dug this large hole in the beach, and you won't believe what happened the next day when other people discovered the hole.
For now, a mysterious hole on a beach has caused a stir in North Dublin. A local astronomy enthusiast is hoping the crater in Portmarnock could be the aftermath.
Alright, campers, until the fact... The man wiped his skates in pain. Then he opens his mouth. Inside was a decayed tooth that was causing him pain. If he doesn't get it out soon, not to mention surviving on a deserted island, even eating would be a problem. He pointed an ice skate at his decayed tooth. Then he picked up a stone. After a brief hesitation, he slammed it down. The pain was so intense, he fainted on the spot. When Chuck woke up, he opened the stray delivery. He was hoping for a satellite phone. The first delivery was a bunch of videotapes. The next 3 deliveries, a divorce settlement and a birthday card, and a volleyball signed by a celebrity. Chuck couldn't think of any use for them. Luckily, the 5th delivery was a pair of ice skates. They're good for cutting coconuts. The next delivery was a lady's dress. It could be used as a fishing net to catch small fish, but on the last delivery, Chuck hesitated. Looking at the golden wings printed on it, he wanted to keep the delivery, to give himself hope of getting home. In fact, it contained a satellite phone. Chuck used an ice skate to sharpen a branch and pushed it into a crevice. He managed to catch a crab, but looking at the slimy crab meat, Chuck found it difficult to eat. In order to have a tasty meal, he started drilling wood for fire, but he worked all... Man wiped his skate...
Oh, wait, buddy. No fucking way. You cannot use the double gulp cup for the fucking Slurpee. This... I'm cooperating! Don't shoot! Oh, police! Hands in the air! Don't shoot! I need to explain! Raise your hands! Final warning! Raise your hands! Pull back! Clear the air out!
David, don't move! Stay perfectly still!
It's the dead man's switch! Anything happens to me, I'll go up! I didn't do this! You need to believe me!
We need experts here and to negotiate. Mom,
I didn't do this! I was playing this first! We need to get away from all these buildings.
agreed.
We need to move you to a less built-up area. So you need to comply. Comply! Do not shoot! Turn around slowly with your hands in the air. Wait! Taking the street to your right. Walk there slowly. Now, active message. First directions to safe area.
This invisible man gets a mask so that everyone can see him.
This is an Ender Dragon, a nerf gun created to duplicate the Ender Dragon from Minecraft. And it comes with a couple different parts, and of course reinforce the darts, and once you attach his wings, you can now really see the resemblance. The next step is to load your Nerf darts into this magazine, and for extra storage, you can actually load the darts into his wings. Now just crank the magazine back and forth, and you're ready to go. And lastly, my friend Allie shot the dragon fairly high into the air, so yes, it's powerful, but I don't know if it's worth almost $50. This is an
The woman is struck by lightning. The electric current runs through her body. The next day, the police found the woman still not breathing. After examination, it is found that there are no traces of electric shock on the woman. At night, the police discover another victim again. Just when the police are puzzled, the third victim appears. This man is wearing a suit, holding a newspaper in his hand. It seems that he is hailing a taxi. After examination, the police find that he should be a homeless man. The evidence indicates that someone deliberately poses the victims in various postures. When the police investigate, they find a strange oil painting. They find the author of this painting. The police show the victim's photos to the painter for identification. He feels these postures very familiar. Once someone wanted to use portraits of these postures to participate in the exhibition. After he was rejected, that person left angrily. The police find these portraits. It is found that there is still one posture that has not appeared. They realize that there will be a new victim. Finally, they catch the criminal and successfully find the trapped boy. Fortunately, the police arrive in time. The boy is rescued. The woman is struck by lightning.
The man activated the machine. He discovered his heart suddenly had a mechanical bug. It was interfering with his healing ability. Wolverine quickly extended his claws, planning to remove the bug, but a Japanese samurai burst in. He wanted to kill Wolverine. Luckily, a Japanese woman intervened, giving Wolverine time to remove the bug, but the woman was knocked to the ground. In the critical moment, Wolverine acted swiftly, saving the woman. He prepares to duel with the samurai. Seeing Wolverine's healing ability restored, the samurai still wanted to continue the fight, but in the first round, he was knocked down by Wolverine. Despite his best efforts, he could only leave a scratch on Wolverine's face, but that injury was insignificant to Wolverine. They grappled again. Finally, the samurai was kicked to the ground by Wolverine. Wolverine intended to spare his life, but the samurai attacked him from behind. He had no choice but to end his life. The man activated.
I'm melting. Oh, but fine. I'm becoming coarse and smooth, becoming even softer than butter, continuously expanding until I fill up this entire place.
Yep, that's right. Bucky just jumped back up. The first thing I noticed that made me realize something major had changed was the floor, on the spot where he'd been lying, right where his back had been pressed against the ground, just like a face. It's also called the Devil's Face, and it's only acquired through very specific training. It's even more amazing.
Women never wear seatbelts on planes. Soon enough, she got what she deserved. While the girl was sleeping next to her boyfriend, a fighter jet suddenly whizzed by, and then the two planes collided. The fuselage was torn apart. The strong air currents in the sky instantly sucked the stewardess and passengers out of the plane. Because they weren't wearing seatbelts, the girl was thrown around. Just when the air current was about to suck her out of the cabin, her boyfriend grabbed her in time, but she couldn't resist the strong airflow and lost her hand. Luckily, she reacted quickly. She grabbed the seat, so she wasn't thrown out by the turbulence, but her boyfriend was not so lucky. The turbulence tore the plane in half in an instant. Then the girl followed the other half of the plane and began to plummet. That's when she remembered her seatbelt. She fastened it to her body. The rest was left to fate. Soon the plane was only a few dozen meters from the ground. Fortunately, her descent was slowly slowing down. In a few seconds, she hit the ground. What's surprising is that only the girl miraculously survived. When she woke up again, she was in the woods. Women never wear seatbelts on.
Hello, Arnold. Did you know that the treadmill was originally an instrument of torture? One day, the inventor William Cubit visited a prison and was appalled to see that the criminals were just wandering around the yard doing nothing. Cubit proposed his invention, the tread wheel. It was a 2-meter wheel with 24 steps. Walking in unison, the prisoners would ascend an imaginary endless hill. And, as a bonus, they ground grain. However, the prison
Jordan decided that grinding grain was unnecessary. But, as a punishment for the unruly, it was perfect. The daily norm was set at 16,630 feet, more than half of Everest. It was more exhausting than working in a mine. In 1902, the treadwheel was recognized as inhumane and abolished. 11 years later, Claude Hagen improved the treadwheel and invented the treadmill. So, from an instrument of torture, it became still an instrument of torture. Kamera tersembunyi super chat. In case I don't see ya. Good afternoon, good evening, good night. The man was about to bow down to his ancestors, but to the great horror of the three gods, because the man's status was more noble than theirs, they immediately cast a spell and flew to where the man was, and lightning appeared in the sky to stop the man from kneeling, but the people around them thought that the gods were not happy with the man, so they made the man kneel even more reverently. The three gods were furious. They wanted to stop it, but there was no way to tell them. The man was forced to kneel completely. At that moment, a huge thunderbolt appeared in the sky again. It killed the three gods. Ordinary people who didn't know the truth thought the gods had now gained even more power. But the next moment, the statue of the god exploded. The people still thought it was the god celebrating. Then the chief led a tournament for all of them, trying to follow the god. So the chief decided to take on the man, but he didn't realize that the man's body was glowing. Instead, he knocked the chief to the ground. But the man didn't know what happened. He wanted to pay the chief money. The chief felt insulted by the man, so he gathered everyone and activated the most powerful weapons. He was ready to teach the man a lesson. The man was about to bow down. In case I don't see ya. Hello there. It seems you are lost. Do you want to play my game? Great choice. Come with me. Very nice. The man was about to bow. Saitama got arrested for being a serial killer. Cops catch him at the scene of a crime, blood all over his hands. Saitama also matched the photo of the serial killer they were after. Saitama tried to explain that it's monster blood, but the cops weren't convinced. The officer brought Saitama food. As Saitama enjoyed his meal, the officer shares the story about a young cop who gave everything for the job, even as he was dying. His final words were, "Be careful, Officer Kuma." Out of nowhere, another guy walks in with food, but hold up, food's already been delivered. Dude suddenly transforms into a monster. Cops try to take him down, but their bullets just bounced off the monster's skin. They had no choice but to call for backup from the Hero Association. But the second chief, McCoy, who secretly wanted the police to fail, refused to send help unless the police begged, to show their superiority. Right when Kuma's about to give in, Saitama crushes the phone and says, "Neither the heroes nor the police do their jobs because someone says, 'I beg you, but I'm right here. Consider this me repaying you for the food.'" Saitama one-punched the monster and slipped away in a police uniform. As another officer asked who on earth was he, Kuma simply replied, "He was a hero." Let us know in the comments what had happened if Saitama was.
Good.
This is the useless box. A box that's only goal in life is to be completely useless. And it comes in another box like this, wrapped in plastic and covered in styrofoam. And this is what it looks like up close. And in order to actually get this box to be completely useless, you have to undo these latches, open this door, and reveal the hidden mechanical system inside. Now this system does require AAA batteries to function, and once you insert them into these slots, you can close everything back up and witness the useless box be completely useless. And in case you're confused, every time you flip this switch, the robot inside flips the switch back. And no matter how hard you try, the robot always wins. God did not allow it to morph. He could not let that power continue to grow and become uncontrollable. After all, the flood was meant to purify life. Do you know which creature I'm talking about? Leave your guess in the comments. Click on this icon and then on more to upload the second. Why did God not allow...
The Silver Samurai firmly grasped Wolverine's hands. He extended sharp steel needles and began extracting Wolverine's bone marrow. Wolverine experienced excruciating pain, but when he saw the operator behind the armor, his pain turned into pure rage. It was the supposedly dead Yashida, who had faked his death and kidnapped his granddaughter to lure Wolverine. And
The fisherman accidentally punctured his hand. He angrily throws the bottle into the sea. Suddenly, the wine is back on the table. The fisherman looks up in surprise. A monster appeared in front of him with the wine. The fisherman is afraid to make a sound. The monster came forward and invited him to drink with him. Without waiting for the fisherman's reply, he immediately brought the glasses. He filled them with wine and drank it first. The fisherman realized that the monster looked like himself, but his attention was quickly drawn to the wine. He and the monster kept drinking. Soon they were both drunk. The monster woke up and kept on pouring. A cute little bird stood on his shoulder. The monster slapped it to death. The fisherman was shocked. The monster lifts the bottle and prepares to drink more. The man angrily picks up a suitcase and smashes it. The broken monster still picks up the bottle. He tries to take one last sip, but he has no strength left. The fisherman realizes alcoholism is dangerous to life and health. The next moment, the sea is gone. Suddenly, a bird flies over his shoulder. He realizes that it was all a dream. Fisherman accident.
this man was shopping with his baby when another guy accidentally bumped into him, causing his phone to drop under a shelf. But when he pulled it out, the screen was cracked. To his horror, the baby in the cart was missing. Panicked, the man searched the store. His distressed look caught the attention of a security guard. When the guard approached, the man explained what had happened, but the guard told him to leave the store. Ignoring the guard, the man continued searching. Finally, near the checkout, he spotted a kidnapper holding his baby. The man rushed over to reclaim his child, but the guard restrained him. The baby was only a few months old, and with the kidnapper's lies, no one would listen to him. Determined to rescue his child, the man broke free from the guard. The kidnapper tried to flee, but the man wasn't about to let her escape. After overcoming all obstacles, he caught up with the kidnapper. He didn't say a word, just glared fiercely. So never challenge a father protecting his child. This man was shopping with his baby when another guy asked.
Yuji uses his domain expansion for the first time, and it happens during the final battle against Sukuna, as they finally have him cornered thanks to everyone's efforts so far. In the final moments of the battle, we see Yuji giving the King of Curses a pummeling as he gets thrown through a building. The problem is, after hitting another Black Flash on Todo, Sukuna's reverse curse technique is restored, and he can finally heal his hands back to normal, giving him the edge on Yuji for a while hand-to-hand, since, you know, he has 2 extra arms. It's at this point where Sukuna starts to think about how now that he's healed, he can pretty much handle Yuji and bring all of this to an end, especially since his domain and curse technique should be ready soon. At that moment, his eyes go wide as he sees something that he could have planned for but didn't because of just how much he underestimates Yuji Itadori. And we see Yuji using the hand signs for his very own domain expansion, sending them both into a train station in Japan where Yuji begins to take Sukuna through different moments in his life, but we'll talk about that next. Yuji uses his domain...
A little girl as young as 7 is actually searching for supplies in a place full of walkers, and instead of being scared, she's happily drawing on the ground. Because her mother is the mighty zombie queen, she was able to kill thousands of zombies all by herself. But there are still guys who are not afraid of death who have thoughts about her. The girl is so clean, she must have parents around her. They thought, if they catch her, they can make a lot of money. Without any time to think, they hurriedly chased the girl. It wasn't long before they found her walking around a corner. When the woman saw this, she immediately picked up a baseball bat and rushed towards her. They don't realize the danger that's coming their way. At this time, a man suddenly appeared behind the male companion and struck him with an axe. The woman stops dead in her tracks when she hears the sound. When she looked back, her companion had fallen to the ground. Behind her stood a white-haired woman with an axe. The companion lying in a pool of blood tries to tell the woman to run, but can't make a sound. The woman who saw the scene was filled with confusion. Just as she asks who the other person is, the white-haired woman was already striding towards her, but the woman laughed without a care in the world. That's a scary look of disdain. You look like you're about to kill someone. Are you the mother of that child? But I haven't done anything yet. After that, she swung her baseball bat at her opponent. It was then that the white-haired woman realized something was wrong. A little girl as young as 7 is actually searching. This woman covered in blood is giving birth, but behind her there's a little girl as This woman covered in blood is giving birth, but behind her there's a horde of walkers. But she had to give birth to the baby right there. At this point, she shed tears of despair, because the zombie bit her on the arm during the escape. It won't be long before she too becomes a bloodthirsty monster. In order for the child in her womb to grow up healthy like a normal human being, she had to fight to have it. Just see her tear off a piece of clothing on her body into her mouth and bite down firmly. Not only can you avoid making a sound for the walkers to find, she can also relieve yourself of some pain. How she wished for Lady Luck at this point, but her hands and feet had begun to slowly mutate, and her pupils slowly became dull. Even the teeth grew into the face, and the outside was already occupied by zombies. The rest of the people were running away or being torn apart by them. The zombies have gradually become monsters due to the mutation of the virus. Most of the world has been taken over by them. Almost every day is spent in killing and bloodshed. This life went on for 7 years. The baby that was born in the zombie pile did not die, nor was the mother bitten and turned into a zombie. Instead, they grew up healthy as normal people. But she spent every day in fear, because she was often chased by her zombie mother. So often hide in the corner shivering. Even so, my mother, who had a good sense of smell, found me. And then she held me tightly with her hands and wouldn't let go. See her open a bloody mouth towards me to bite. I could only shed tears of pain and helplessness. My mouth kept screaming for my mother not to do this to me. She was actually just playing hide and seek with me, because even though my mother turned into a zombie, but because of her family, she has 1/3 of her humanity. And she loved me even more. For example, I want to go out with her before every outing. But no matter how much I pleaded with my mother, she wouldn't. But even if I pampered her, she wouldn't say yes, because the outside world is still occupied by zombies. To keep me at home, my mother would look at me with sharp fangs and murderous eyes. In fact, she wouldn't take me out because it was too dangerous outside, and she was worried about my safety. Unable to speak, she could only write with her hand on my palm. And this time, the mother went out to look for a little bear. I had no choice but to ask her to come back as soon as possible. I didn't expect her to meet a long-necked monster right after she left the house. The next second, his long tongue came directly at the woman. Seeing this, she used her nimble body to dodge it perfectly, and a spike slowly sticks out from the back of her head, and then quickly attacked the monster. In the blink of an eye, she pierced the thick-skinned monster. He shuddered as she didn't react, just felt a... There's nothing more satisfying than witnessing Karens get instant karma. So today, we're going to watch some really crazy Karens getting what they deserve. Getting straight into things now, this Karen daringly attempted to steal the man's car, insisting that it belonged to her best friend.
I need help! Someone's trying to steal my best friend's car.
That's my car.
It's not your fucking car. Get out of here.
That's my car. This is my...
No, it's not. I don't care what you say.
Funny.
Get out.
Say hello to TikTok.
Get out of here.
Nice to meet you.
Get out of here.
I'm getting out of here.
Get out of here.
I'm getting out of here.
Stealing the car.
It's my car.
Stealing the car. It's not his.
It's my car.
It's my best friend's car. Okay. Can I just get registration for a second? I don't care what he says.
Yeah.
My best friend's in first grade. He has no right. That's right.
Guilherme Francisco Peruca. That's my name.
He can't steal her car.
Yeah, sure. No worries. Hey, no. That's funny. This will go to
You have all my stuff in here. You're stealing my stuff. No, his parents look like yours. They're no problem. This is registration, honey. Come on, these are friends. You don't have to get friends here. I don't even have her. Okay, so call him and I'll call him in here. All right? Take care of it. And away. Okay, let's get the car. I'm really upset. I just don't get what's happening with this. Thank you, buddy.
Looks like karma finally caught up with this Karen and her PhD in profanity. This Karen got disrespected in the best way possible.
I got to play. You see?
No, I'm fucking him. I look good.
Well, get out. I don't have a car pass.
I do.
might be look just like rubber glove on a plastic bottle, but I show you is much more. Because when you give squeeze, you get middle finger that say, fuck you.
Nhiều vậy.
Now this might be look just like rubber glove on a plastic bottle, but I show you is much more. Because when you give squeeze, you get middle finger that say, fuck you.
Ồ. Được không à?